Alright guys, we're back for yet another Bleach Brave Souls tier list. It has been a bit. We did skip out for the month of July, all in favor for the 10th anniversary units to completely drop, and here we are. We pretty much got the part 1 and part 2 units, and because we also did get some data mines for the upcoming Resurrections Can't Fear Your Own World, we're also going to rank them onto the tier list. But before we go ahead and start, I figure I may as well explain how this tier list works. This tier list is made for mainly PVE and Guild Quest with how the units work, and we have overall about a good 7 categories for each attribute. SSS being the character that excels in just about every content, is flawless, and will just completely obliterate everything. SS are the very good characters that can be both Guild Quest leads and Limit Breaker leads and have a very good kit that can allow them to excel very good. S characters, you can pretty much see them be a bit weaker but are still going to be great in content. A characters, just good characters but do have flaws that don't make them excel too good in particular game modes. B characters, you will see characters that have some good kits but are a bit weaker than the characters in A tier. C tier is just the characters that are good with their links for what they're designed for, and then D tier is pretty much all the characters with bad kits and don't have really anything good to offer with their soul traits. And that's pretty much about it. So this is what Mind is looking like because we did update it and had Yakuya. We were finally able to add that in. Speed was already stacked enough as it is, and this is what it's looking like as a whole. We're going to be moving down the characters, though, because ever since they have started shadow buffing GQ difficulties, yeah, some stuff is definitely going to get changed, alright, before we go ahead and update the characters. Lastly, here's Tech, as you guys can see right here, and then Heart. I might be missing a couple characters here and there, but if you guys are noticing something, do let me know in the comment section down below. I'll add that character, but for the most part, we got all the important ones out of the way added. So let's just start it off by updating the current tier list and moving down some characters. So for starters, I'm going to be bumping up Rukia because this character has been very good for the likes of Melee Squad 0 Guild Quest, with the fact of being able to get 56 seconds when having Yumichika as a side, and she just got overall better thanks to the release of Thousand Year Blower Mayuri, that she deserves a bit more on the spotlight. But as of right now, she has yet to be completely replaced for the likes of Melee Squad 0 Guild Quest, and then you have these other two characters which have been completely replaced but are still good to use. So I think for now, we can still keep them in the SS tier category until we do get further changes for the Guild Quest rotations. S rank, I think it's time that we go ahead and bump down Sajin. He is not that good anymore in Brave Battles as he once used to be. The meta has changed a lot, so I'm just gonna bump him down right close to the Prime Yamamoto and just putting him above here. And that's pretty much it. I don't think I want to make any more adjustments to the Mind tier list. If I have to do anything, probably bump down Yuha in favor of Yumichika or White, but that's neither here or there, so we'll just leave it as is. Now, for the speed attribute, the only thing I really want to do is just bump down Senjumaru and Isane into A tier, because, yeah, they're still very good farmers and are great for what they're wanting to do, but now they're just strictly farming characters to the point that there isn't really much usage out of that you can get for the characters. Like, maybe you can make an exception to use Isane in Limit Breaker Quest, but there is just way better characters to use over her that I don't really find much usage in this character overall. And I'd actually bump down Uryu, because while he can still be good in Limit Breaker Quest, depending on the rules, you're just not really gonna get much usage out of this character in Guild Quest, and his damage output is definitely dated now, so there's not really much to go on about. And then for S, yeah, there's a lot less characters now. So with that in mind, I am going to bump down Zombie Toshiro because, yeah, this character is very good, don't get me wrong. He can get 55 seconds. It's possible, but you need a map transcend this character to even do that. Unohana, on the other hand, she can stay in SS just fine. She is still capable of getting really good scores, but I am going to adjust that once we see how she does in the shadow buffed melee Soul Reaper and melee Captain Guild Quest rotation. So for now, we'll just leave things as it is, and yeah, I'm also probably gonna bump down Zombie into A tier soon because she is a really bad character. And in Guild Quest, let's be honest, he's been overcapped by Jushiro. So I'm gonna put her here. Literally the only GQ lead to go into A rank. That's just how bad she is. Now up next, her power. Yeah, there's definitely gonna be a lot of adjustments I'm gonna do. I'm gonna move down Ulquiorra into A tier. He is just not good as he once used to be. Not that crazy good. And Mugetsu, he's just purely a Link now. Unfortunately, there's not really that much usage to go on about for when it comes to his performance in Guild Quest. And then, yeah, there's not really much I want to do. I think I'm perfectly set with keeping the tier list for power as is until we add the new characters. For tech, I don't think I want to do anything, to be honest. I think it's perfectly fine, but I'd probably bump down Ichibe now that I think about it, because this guy, not that good anymore, realistically speaking, so we'll just bump him down to A tier directly, and I'd actually lower down Kenpachi just a teeny tiny bit. Let's just put him right next to 1,000-Year Glow Red Eyes, and yeah, there we go. That seems about right now. I think I kind of overvalued him a bit, but he can still be good for the likes of Guild Quest, so yeah, that's it. And then Heart. Byakuya is still an amazing character. I'm going to give him that. But with that being said and done, I do want to start bumping this character down, because at the end of the day, Guild Quest has become very difficult, but this guy can get a very high score in ranged human. But that being said, you do need to get this character 5 out of 5 in order to be able to do that. So that's kind of the main reason why, but he is still very good. It's just that right now, he's not going to be able to stay at the top anymore with how they have started increasing the difficulties in Guild Quests. We'll bump down some more characters as well. True Shikai and Holo Bankai are going to go into S. They're still very good, but Toshiro has been half replaced by 5th Anniversary Byakuya in the likes of ranged Stern Ritter Guild Quest, and considering end of month should give us a new powerful ranged no affiliation killer, it's only a matter of time until this guy gets completely replaced. So for the time being, I'm just going to put him into S tier because it just feels like the right placing overall. And with the buffed GQ difficulties, yeah, he is not going to be able to get 50 seconds very consistently. And then the last thing I want to do is just bump down both Riruka, Ichigo, and Stark into A tier directly at the end of the day. These characters are not as good as they once used to be. And we may as well also do that for Bruno, realistically speaking, because he's also not as good as he once used to be. So we'll just leave things as is. And then finally, I'm going to bump up Ulquiorra and put him right close to Miri in this kind of case. Tailgate, we might keep him here, but until we see his performance in the Melee or Rancor Guild Quest, I'm going to keep him in SS. It's kind of similar to how we have kept Unohana, where she right here, into SS because of how good her performance is, because this is another character with Rampage. Yeah, this character can still hold up nicely, but we'll have to wait and see until then. Now, let us go ahead and begin by updating the mind attributes. So, first things first, we have this swimsuit Masaki. Now, I did give her some discredit upon coming out because this was a melee normal attacking character designed for the Melee Espada Guild Quest. And you guys already know 9th Anniversary Kenpachi exists. There is no need to pull for this character. But I did miss one thing. This character is a boosting character that comes with 20% increased damage to status ailment affected enemies, and this buffs the entire party. It doesn't matter what kind of character you are or what kind of affiliation you are. If you put Masaki on the team, you are going to be getting this nonetheless. And if you pair this unit per se with any kind of Guild Quest rotation in which you're bringing 1,000-Year Blower Renji, here's what you can do. You can bring the likes of Swimsuit Jushiro to give Renji 20% strong attack damage to tech Soul Reapers and have the 40% damage to element affected enemies, and then with Masaki, you can bring her. She will boost your team because she has the booster skill at the end of the day with the boosting SA2, and this will stack. And you'll make Renji even more broken than he already is. And you can do this with any kind of Guild Quest rotation, and the most important thing is that this character does not have a beam. So she is not going to be pushing back like Tenjiro. So with that, she has some really good value. But besides that, same character, Flurry 2 in Guild Quest, extra killer effect, long reach, melee damage. Other than that, yeah. It's just another boring melee normal attacking character. Has Marauder, dodge or wonker damage, and sprint +1. And yeah, I don't have to specify much, but in my opinion, Misaki definitely deserves to be in S tier, for sure. With the value that she does provide, she is a very important character, if you guys ask me. So with that, I'm gonna put her in here. S tier is kind of looking a bit crowded for the mind attributes, but we do have a very good PvP character and a good GQ side, so we're just gonna leave things as is, and Yuhua can still work, so yeah. And then, lads, this is a very easy ranking. I don't need to specify anything else. If you guys have been watching videos, if you guys have seen his performance, you guys know that this 10th anniversary Ichigo is a crackhead. He has Frenzy 3, Berserker 100%, Full Stam 50%. He has Frenzy 3, Berserker of 100%, Full Stamina damage boost of 50%, Complete Ailment Immunity of 200%, Long Stride, Increased Element Chance, Poise Break, Sharpshooter, 100% SP boost, Weakened Defense. Everything that you would expect out of an anniversary character is exactly what you want to have on him. Just the EX move is, in my opinion, a bit on the weaker side because it is a stationary attack where you have to stay in place and just get it to activate all at once, unfortunately. I just kind of wish it was something better, but everything about this character is so goddamn good, it's not even funny. Havoc of 20, Sprint +2, and then he has the extra cooldown of 6% when at full stamina, because this guy has double superior essays. So he's going to be hitting 20% more times on the SA2 and the SA3. A bit of a longer cooldown, but you also get the debuff on the Soul Bomb. Now, that being said, it's a 33% debuffing value that you have compared to VL and Asnot, where they have 80%. But honestly, with how cracked the unit is, it doesn't matter too much. Like, he is so stupidly good. He has a Suction Vortex into a 3k length beam, a 960 lunge, and then he has a 1260 full screen SA3. So it's even more beyond full screen than you would expect out of this character. So I don't need to say anything else. He is the best character for the mind attribute as a whole, and he just fulfills that nicely, realistically speaking. And then the final character to rank is going to be Aura. Now, she is going to be getting her resurrection on the 13th, so as of me recording this video and having it up, it's currently not out yet, but we already know what to expect. But sadly, this character, it didn't really matter what she picked up, because she is still a bad character. She has a terrible kit, and the only thing that they could really do to make this character solid is just give her a really good soul trait, and they did give her that. She picked up increased strong attack damage of 22% at full stamina only, and making it an enhanced soul trait. So this is currently one of mine's best links in the game. And that being said, they gave her a lot of stuff like dodge no affiliation damage, weaken defense. I don't remember if that was there, but she picked up more Berserker. It used to be 20, now it's at 40%. Frenzy 2, fun enough, with the increased element chance, the bullet terror plus 5 seconds, the 50% SP boost, which is crazy to think about, and you guys cannot really see here, but she does have guard break. It's just how I have Streamlabs set up. Hold on, let me just zoom out. Yeah, there we go. She has guard break, so that's all you guys really need to know. And with that, I would love to put the character higher, but she still sucks. So where do I even have Aura right now? Oh, she is in D tier. She's gonna go straight up at the top of C tier at the end of the day. Yeah, she picked up Frenzy too. She picked up the SP boost, but she is still a very bad character. I'm sorry. The fact that you only have one good essay, being the SA3, there's not much you can really make use out of this character. You're just better off using her as a link, just like any of these other characters right here. So, yeah. Now we're done with the mind attribute tier list. Now, moving on to speed, we do have some new additions, and let's just go ahead and get right into it. So, Swimsuit Yoruichi. This is a very, very good character. Even with the fact that she has GQ skills, she has the mini EX move of End of Year Ichigo, 9th Anniversary Kenpachi, and of course 1000 Year Blower Renji, where she does get the massive spiritual pressure boost increase, but it's only by 50% instead of 100%. That being said, she does come with a lot of stuff minus Berserker, such as damage to drained enemies of 40%, Frenzy 2, Frenzy 3, and Guild Quest increased damage chance against Soul Reapers, extra killer effect of 30%, which you can make use out of in PVE, but in Guild Quest, it's increased by 50%. You do have Poise Break, considering she does not stop enemies upon inflicting status elements. Does have the extra range damage of 10% in PvE, 30% in Guild Quest, 80% SP boost, and she does have the full stamina damage boost as a innate ability, so she is going to be a bit more stronger than you may think, even without Berserker, with Havoc of 20 and Spurn +1, and she has pretty much the same kit as Thousand Year Blower Jushiro, minus the fact that it's not a superior SA2, because she has Suction Vortex, so sucking in enemy mobs, 960 in front, and then a full screen 1200 radius SA3. So basically the same kit as Bankai Senjumaru, which is still a very, very good kit. So with that in mind, I think we know where this character is going to belong to. Top of SS. Now, if she had Berserker, I think that she would be fitting of being into Triple S. That being said, we might change the ranking for this character and see how well she does once we get to see Melee Soul Reaper once more, if they decide to shadow buff the GQ difficulty once more. But now, the next character being Rukia, this is a very easy choice. Very easy choice. That being said, I'm putting her underneath Kenny. The reason why is because Rukia does not have the massive spiritual pressure boost that Kenpachi has, so she is going to be a bit weaker than Kenpachi. But overall, as a character, she does feel a lot more complete than him, and you can definitely get more usage out of the character. And yeah, so for starters, she has the same stuff as Ichigo, Frenzy 3, Berserker 100, all status ailment duration minus 200%, increased ailment chance with Long Stride, Poise Break, 100% SP boost, weakened defense, and the only difference is that instead of having full stamina damage boost, she does have damage to frozen enemies of 80%. Now, the unfortunate thing about this Rukia is that her EX skill is working as an additive skill rather than being a multiplicative skill. So, with that being said, she is going to be a bit weaker than the likes of Ichigo and Jushiro, because, just to give you guys an idea, Ichigo, his EX skill being Berserker, is a different skill compared to the regular 100% Berserker, and does multiply into his skill set already, and making him way stronger than you may think. And unfortunately, you guys already know the drama about it. And let's say that she did get the skills fixed. I think that this character would be better than Ichigo, Jushiro, and would pretty much be like top 4 best damaging units in the game by far. But even right now, with her problems that she has, she is still a very good character. Like, she was still able to get 54 seconds in the Nightmare Plus for the likes of Melee Sternritter Guild Quest. Still does way better than True Shikai and Lototo. And with that being said, yeah, she has also Havoc of 20%, Marauder, Smear +2, and then good kit overall. An AoE in front of 840, basically Giselle's SA1, the tech one, and then you have a 900 into 1020 radius SA. She sucks in, and then it becomes a full screen all around her, which is actually pretty nice. It's better than Holobankai Toshiro's SA2. And then the SA3 being a 1200 radius full screen all around her. She does spawn the trap vortex like Holobankai Toshiro, so it's not too different at the end of the day, but overall, she is a very cracked character for the Melee Sternritter Guild Quest. Don't let the fact that I put Rukia in the second place of SSS bother you. She is still a very amazing character. She is. It's just that Kenpachi is a much stronger character than Rukia, because this character can still get 57 seconds just fine. Rukia, you can still get it, it's just not going to be too consistent compared to this guy right here, and his kit is more so suited for what he can do. That being said, he doesn't have Long Stride, he doesn't have complete ailment immunity, so that's the only thing that the character has going for, but guess what? That's the same thing for Renji when we go ahead and talk about him. And then up next is going to be Swimsuit Retsu. We got to change her ranking a bit because she did get a resurrection. She got a much higher Berserker, and she did also get an increase into the Link Slot Potion skill and Link itself, because now she is a recharge / potion farming Link, and you can never go wrong with that. And she also did pick up some innate abilities, if I'm not wrong. I think she doesn't have... Why is this 0% chance to hit dodging Soul Reapers? I think this is like a bug. But all you guys need to know is that this character did become better, so I am going to bump up her value just a little bit more, even though she doesn't have Frenzy 2, even though she doesn't have anything too crazy. Where do I have her at? Oh, okay, she's at the middle of B tier, so we're definitely gonna bump her up at, I want to say the top of B. I think it's just about right. Let's just put her right underneath Kisuke. I think it's just about right. There's not much we gotta change in terms of how to rank this character. Like, if she got Frenzy too, yeah, I'll put her right up in A tier. I think it's the right thing to go about it for this character, so yeah. I think we're done with the speed. No, never mind. We have one more character, being White Ichigo. White Ichigo, he did get a pretty solid resurrection. I just wish that he did get his Flurry 1 changed into Flurry 2, but nonetheless, he picked up a fantastic link of normal attack damage of 20 with full stam, increased normal attack damage of 20%. So you can look at it like as if it were a Senkaizen link for normal attacking characters. So if you want to use Askin in PVE content, you can take advantage of this link. Or if you're using Askin in GQ, this is one of the best links to use. Mask can take advantage of this character. Any speed character, as a normal attacking character, can take advantage of this link and still be very, very good. That being said, Bruiser 60, he did pick up damage to weakened enemies with no way of being able to get it consistently. He already had Guard Break. Long Reach was new to his character, and yeah, not much to say. He does have fire immunity, so if you guys want to, you can use him into Guild Quest unless we have Element Plus puddles. And yeah, it is a solid option nonetheless. So I am going to change White's ranking. So where is he? He's like, oh my god, I don't even know where he is. Oh, he's in B tier. Okay, there we go. Okay, with how good his stuff is, I'm definitely gonna bump up his ranking. I think top of B, bottom A would be the right place to rank this character at the end of the day, so we'll just go ahead and leave him right here. I think this is the right placement. I might adjust it, but I don't think it's gonna be too bothersome for some people. It doesn't really matter too much. He did get a good link, just no Flurry 2, but still, very, very good character. Now, we're done with the speed attributes. Let's move on to Power. Power has a new character to add and a new resurrection to update, and this Jusho should go without no debate that he is #1 for the Power attribute. No doubt. No doubt. This guy is basically on the same level as 10th Anniversary Ichigo, just slightly weaker just because of the fact that he doesn't have another superior SA. He doesn't have full stamina damage boost, but his multipliers are pretty much almost the same. Almost the same. It's just that he does have a bit of a slightly lower Berserker. Instead of being 100%, it's at 80%. He doesn't have full stamina damage boost, and you are heavily relied on being able to inflict paralysis to get the most damage out of him, but this character is still really good. Also has the same EX skill of Ichigo having Berserker. He has complete status ailment immunity of 200%. He has Frenzy 3, Berserker 80, Bombardment, damage to paralyzed enemies, like I stated before, increased element chance against Rancors, 100% SP boost, Long Stride with weakened defense, and he also has this really nice skill which is perfect for Limit Breaker. Team Party Strong Attack Recharge of 10%. This will allow him and all of his other allies to get their cooldowns back when moving in between the quest areas. And this is without being a defeated enemy bonus ability, so you just have it available right from the start. And what else is there to say? He also has Havoc of 20, Sharpshooter, and Sprint plus 2, and this guy is basically the same as Swimsuit Yoruichi with the kit, but has the superior SA2, because he has a 1020 radius in front, and then a full screen 1200 radius, with a sucking in vortex attack on the SA1. So other than that, I don't think there's anything else to say, and his EX move is also going to be the homing vortex, like 1000 Year Blower Ishin, and 1000 Year Blower, not 1000 Year Blower, 6th Anniversary Aizen. But other than that, you guys know the drill about this character. He is very, 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 very good. Easily the top one for power. And the crazy thing is that Aizen is very close. It's just that he has Frenzy 2 instead of Frenzy 3. If he had Frenzy 3, I think this guy would have overgapped the other Anniversary characters. And of course, if he had the EX skill. But yeah, the last character that we need to adjust the ranking is going to be Hikone. Now, Hikone, he got himself a very nice resurrection. It's almost perfect though. It's almost perfect. It's just missing a couple of things. And I think that this character would have been able to compete with all the new characters coming out. Just a bit weaker, but still. Look at what you got. So for starters, he picked up full stamina damage boost of 18% through the soul trait, and also picked up Sharpshooter. Very good, so he can already nullify ranged resistance and has guard break directly, which is amazing. He picked up weakened defense, his Berserker got increased from 20 to 60%, he got Frenzy 1 changed into Frenzy 2, and also got full stamina only increased strong attack damage of 30%, and he also picked up Poise Break, funny enough, even though I don't think it's really needed, he just needed the SP boost. Honestly, I would have just replaced, per se, normal attack damage for the SP boost, and I would have changed the increased status element chance against Technique Attribute Soul Reapers into just a regular disabler against Soul Reapers, and I think this would make for a very perfect resurrection. I would actually do that if I were working for K-Lab, but other than that, I'm definitely going to be changing Hikoni's placement, because it's very, very good. Oh, he's in B tier? Okay, I think we know where to place this guy with how good his upgrades are. I think bottom A, mid A sounds good, honestly speaking. If I were to correctly rank this character, okay, I think I might know where to place this guy, actually. I'm going to put him right above here. I think it's just about right. Yeah, okay, I'm pretty satisfied with this. I'm not gonna lie. It's just, there's no SP boost, realistically speaking, but still, very good. Not much to really go on about. So, yeah, that's Hikoni for you guys. And that's it for ranking the power characters. Up next is Technique, and just like Power, we got a new character and a resurrection to add in, and... do I need to say anything else, bro? Do I need to say anything else? 1000-Year Blower Renji is a behemoth of a character, and by the time of me recording this video, we'll finally get the chance to use him in the ranged Quincy Guild Quest, and I don't doubt that his performance is going to be similar to that of 9th Anniversary Kenpachi and the End of Year Fullbring Bankai Ichigo, because that's just how good he is. He is the best damaging unit out of the entirety of the 10th Anniversary. He has the massive spiritual pressure boost on the EX move, similar to Kenpachi and Ichigo. It's not even nerfed like Yoruichi, and this guy has so much going for him. He has Soul Reaper Resonance, so the more Soul Reapers that he has on the field, the more damage this goes up to. You can get it capped up at 30% in Guild Quest, Co-op 40, Epic Raids up to 60%, and then you also have a 60% Berserker with damage to lacerated enemies of 80%. His EX skill, fun enough, is more damage to lacerated enemies. Now, while the value of the EX skill is not going to be so good on the other characters, it does help him in particular to do more damage, and it does multiply into his base damage to lacerated enemies. With the ability of plus 2 seconds, Frenzy 3, increased element chance against Quincy's, Poise with Poise Break, 80% SP boost, weakened defense, and weakened immunity of 200%. And he can inflict both Lacerate Plus and double status elements of Burn and Lacerate on different type of attacks. He does double elements on his SA1, SA3, and the Soul Bomb, and on the NAD, SA2, and the EX, he inflicts Lacerate Plus, which is going to be very good. And in Limit Breaker Quest, I found that to be extremely useful, because once I inflicted Lacerate Plus with the SA2 against the mobs, and while I was using my SA3 to charge up and attack, I had the SP boost wore off, and then I got to proc it again just because of the fact that you can stack double status element on top of the ailment plus, which is very, very good. Now, that being said, no all element immunity and no long stride, so similar to Kenpachi, he is just a very strong crackhead of a character, but kind of feels incomplete as an anniversary character. Now, you can give him long stride, and he'll be just fine to use as a character. It's just you cannot give him complete status immunity of 200%. That is the only problem. That being said, Havoc of 20, Sharpshooter, and Sprinter plus 1. And then the kit, 3K Length Beam on the SA1. I would have preferred if he had a lunge, realistically speaking. I think the 900 radius lunge like Soifun would make it perfect. He has another lunge where it's basically True Shikai's SA2 or Magic Society Giselle's SA2. 960 into 1020 lunge, 70-70. And then the 2-stage charged SA3, which I forgot to mention. Now, it is a bit weaker compared to Kenpachi because it isn't the 1170 in front, but rather a 1080 all around him. And then once you fully charge it, it's 1200 radius SA3 and hits like a goddamn beast. So, you guys know where this character is going to be in terms of how good this unit is. If you guys have used 9th Annie Kenpachi and Inavir Ichigo, yeah, he's going to be on the same level of characters. So yeah, I don't have to say anything. Spirit Society Shinji, he did get resurrected not too long ago. He did get his Berserker increased from 20 to 60, and also picked up this, which is interesting. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I don't remember if he had Guard Break beforehand, but he is still not a good character because he has a 18% shave, this similar SA2 that Canfiro and Injo has. This wasn't replicated too much, really. And then a full screen SA3, so honestly, I don't think it really matters where I rank Spirit Society Shinji. For all I care, I think he's probably going to stay in the same place. Where did I even rank him? I forgot, bro. Yeah, I ranked him down here, didn't I, huh? I think I'll just probably bump him up to Upper C. I mean, doesn't really matter too much at the end of the day. I don't think I'm going to plan to put him into B tier, realistically speaking. Up next, finally, we have the Heart attribute. And getting right into the characters that we have, let's start it off with Swimsuit Lil Toto. Now, this character is another farmer, and the very unfortunate thing about this character is that she doesn't have the SP boost, nor does she have the increased element chance. So, of course, compared to a lot of the newer characters, she is going to be very lackluster. She is very similar to the likes of Power Ururu. But just like Power Ururu, she is a buffer for the Heart attribute as a whole, where she can provide 30% more damage to element affected enemies per Heart character, and also does provide this. Although I don't think this was a 50%, chat. I think this was a 20%, not 50. So just ignore this. This is definitely a 20% strong attack damage buff. It's too good to be real. But now, with the fact that Ailment Plus is starting to be more so of a common thing later on down the line, the fact that she has a shared complete status immunity, keep in mind, this does stack with any given 100% status immunity. Any character can get the 200% immunity as long as Lil Toto does stand in the Ailment Plus puddle. And that's how she'll be able to activate it, stack it on top of the character that you're using, and be completely safe in there. So she does have some value, and her value only got better as soon as we got to see more of these Ailment Plus puddles. So with that being said, let me see, where did I rank Ururu again? I'm pretty sure I ranked her in A tier, no? Yeah, I ranked her in A tier, so just like how I ranked the character, and because she is a farmer, hold on, we're gonna put her right in the A tier territory, which I mean, it's just about right, realistically speaking. Yeah, I'll just put her, like, right around here. I don't think it matters too much at the end of the day. This is a farmer, and she is a buffer, so at the end of the day, that's her purpose, so that's pretty much what you're going to be using her for. Now, the PvP King Uryu. Now, this character, he is not really meant for PvE nor Guild Quest. His main usage is going to be just in PvP, but what this character can do is so goddamn ridiculous. It's not even funny. But outside of PvP, he does have Flurry 3 with a Bruiser of 40%. Now, he does have the EX skill, which once you get him duped up, it does multiply and make the base Bruiser a bit stronger, and he does have the melee collision nad string similar to Askin. The only problem is that this guy, compared to Askin in PvE content, he is, in my opinion, a lot weaker than him because he cannot proc status elements, he doesn't do damage over time, and he doesn't have a boosting essay. So if you want this guy to do more damage on his normal attacks and be able to tank a little more, you do need to bring another buffer onto your team just to be able to do so, realistically speaking. And for Brave Battles, I don't think I need to say anything. He has Persistence Breaker, he can block any boost and debuff, and he has his own stat boost upon starting the match for 10 seconds, and he has everything that you would expect out of a Brave Battle character, such as being able to prevent lasted survival, has a bit of DR, has the temporary invincibility, ignores invincibility, and he also has Pierce Barrier. So for anyone trying to put Start Barrier, that's going to be completely relevant with what this character can do. And he also has Long Reach with Sharpshooter and Sprinter +1. So, yeah. For PvP, he is a cracked monster. For PvE, he's a very good character. So, where am I going to rank him? I think S tier would pretty much be the right place, because at the end of the day, This character is mainly meant for PvP. He's not going to be really insane for PvE. I would probably put him into A tier, but because of how good this character is, I think S tier kind of fits him a lot more, if you guys ask me. And you can use this character into Guild Quest. He is just not immune, so you do want to put on him an ability that can make him a bit immune to the status element that you're planning to bring him in, and maybe a food item directly. Or if you're using a character like Mana Warihime, then that's an option, just saying. But yeah. Okay guys, so through my initial recording, I completely forgot to rank the swimsuit Rukia and Can't Fear Your Own World Shuhei when it comes to their resurrections. So if you guys go to the end of the video and the tier list will look differently, it's because I completely forgot to add them through the initial recording. So my bad, I'll have that fixed in the next updated tier list for the month of September. But anywho, getting into what this character did pick up, she picked up damage to paralyzed enemies of 20% with 40% cooldown reduction. Now, this is still a pretty solid link for the likes of Thousand Year Blower Byakuya, since right now he is the only competitive hard character to inflict paralysis alongside Thousand Year Blower Mayuri, so you can use this link. It's not too bad, but it's still, you know, better to have full stamp strong attack damage, full stamina damage boost. You guys know the drill when it comes to these kind of links overall. And her Berserker went up from 20 to 70%, and she also picked up an extra damage to paralyzed enemies of 30%. And guess what? No Disabler, no increased element chance against Soul Reaper, so she doesn't have a way of being able to get paralysis consistently. Just not that good, to be honest. Not that good. And honestly, it doesn't really change how this unit is, because this is basically a better Christmas Momo. If you guys remember the kits. Lunge, Suction Vortex all around her. Not that good. Leaves you wide open. Full screen SA3. Where did I have her ranked? Bottom B. Not really going to change much, to be honest. Like, where am I going to put her? Like, right here? Right above Ginjo? Doesn't even matter too much, honestly. I'm just going to leave her as it is. Now, for Shuhei, I'm gonna be honest, this guy had a lot of upgrades, which in my opinion were just missed, if you guys know what I mean. But he did get some pretty nice things besides all the stuff that was missed around this guy. So through the soul trait, he did pick up strong attack damage of 18%, which is still pretty good, because once you finish the first page of the attribute tree, this will get rounded up to 20%. So it will turn into a pretty good link. And the innate abilities, his Sprinter +1 and Havoc used to be a 6-star ability, now moved into the innate ability, and he picked up Guard Break. Now, I do like that this guy got Guard Break, he was missing it, but considering this guy had Nullify melee resistance of 100%, it would have been 10 times better. Got changed entirely for Marauder, just so that way, on the innate ability, he could have picked up another new skill, and it would not have been wasted, if you guys know what I mean. It is unfortunate, so yeah, there's that. And then the rest of the upgrades, he did pick up Last Ditch Survival. I'm not a big fan of this because of how easy content is. I can understand why they gave him Last Ditch because of the way of how his Bankai functions, but that's neither here or there. It's just a gimmick now, to be honest. That being said, his Berserker got a noticeable upgrade. It used to be 20%, now it's at 60%, and with the Soul Trait, yeah, you're looking at a good 78%. With the first page of the attribute tree done, of course, you're looking at 80% Berserker, which is still really good. Special move damage of 40%, that was left unchanged. He did pick up damage to weaken enemies of 40%, but no way of being able to proc weakening consistently, because he is lacking increased element chance. That being said, his Frenzy 1 got changed into Frenzy 2, so that is still very, very good. The Debilitator remained the same, and he picked up Diminisher, which is a waste because you're only debuffing through the Soul Bomb, and you're instantly killing the first wave of enemies, which is really, really stupid. He could have gotten the SP boost, he could have gotten the element chance, he could have gotten different damage multipliers, but here, we're looking at 1, 2 wasted skills. Honestly speaking, it should have been it. And Guard Break, yeah, it's still a nice addition, but at this point, just change this into Marauder. It's not that difficult, really. It is a good upgrade. I'll definitely say it is a very good upgrade. It's just, it misses the mark on a lot of things, but at the bare minimum, with everything that this guy has gotten, he should at least go into A tier directly. because his upgrades are still really good. Just far from perfect, but already the fact that, I don't know, you can use this character and have a bit more fun compared to Christmas Ninny. Yeah, I think it works nicely, to be honest, so... Yeah, I think we'll keep him right around above Spirits Are Forever with you, Kaname. Screw it. I think it's completely fine. We'll update his positioning a little bit better as time goes on. But yeah, that is part completely done. We did wrap up all of the other attribute tier lists, and now we can move into the top 10 best characters in the game. Which, by the way, I'm making two different lists. One is going to be based on damage, so a more accurate ranking into how strong the characters are. And then the second one is going to be catered towards PVE, hit, and how fun the units are. And it is a bit biased, but the first one, I'm pretty much trying to be as accurate as possible. But yeah, let's get right into it. Okay guys, it is now time to make the top 10s now. We've made it this far, so we may as well conclude the video and do two different separate top 10s. The first is going to be in terms of damage, and then the other is going to be in terms of overall PvE content with how good the kits are and everything else. So with that being said, let's get the damage one out of the way, because I think it's pretty much easiest to rank. So, first things first, I'm gonna have to give it to Renji for number 1. Now, we already know that his damage numbers are by far superior to that of Kenpachi's, so you can kind of interchange between the two characters. But if not that, of course, you can still take the number 1 spot because of how consistent he is in Guild Quest, with how good he is. And then number 3, still, End of Year Fullbring Bankai Ichigo. It's just that it's very annoying just to be able to one-shot with Wave 3, which is why I'm kind of keeping him around here. I think it makes sense, but it's still goddamn good, really. I've got nothing else to say. Then, at number 4, 10th Anniversary Ichigo. Number 5, Jushiro. Number 6, 10th Anniversary Rukia. And then, number 7, Byakuya. I'm gonna give it to Aizen this time around because he really does edge Gremmy out by a lot. It's not even funny with what this guy can do. His homing vortex, 100% damage to dominate. Like, it's just crazy how this guy was able to get 55 at 2 out of 5. And then number 9 and 10, you can kind of interchange between Gremmy and Oetsu, realistically speaking. So, yeah, because Oetsu was able to get 56. But I can still see Gremmy get, like, 55, 56. Not 56, but you guys get it because of the linear kit. But, yeah, that's the overall top 10 in terms of damage. You can kind of interchange the units here and there between some of them. Mainly number 1 and number 2, and number 9 and number 10. But other than that, I feel pretty comfortable with how it comes to ranking these characters in terms of damage. But now, in terms of overall PvE, and the most fun usage you can get out of the characters, here is how I'm feeling. So 10th Anniversary Ichigo, in my opinion, has by far the best kit out of all the Anniversary characters. The fact that he has a Suction Vortex is so good. Into a Beam, yeah. In Superior Essays, that just hits so hard, yeah. Very good, very consistent. And once you have the EX skill maxed out, oh yeah, this guy's gonna be hitting very ridiculously hard. It's not even funny. At number 2, probably Fullbring Bankai Ichigo still. He is still very, very good. He has Long Stride. He has everything that you would want to have on an Anniversary character. And you can kind of interchange the top 2 to top 3 spots pretty damn easily. But I might put 10th Anniversary, not 10th Anniversary, Jushiro above Ichigo. But other than that, the next character, 1000 Year Blower Jushiro. Very, very good. I've got nothing else to state, really. Might be above Ichigo, honestly, but damage-wise, of course, it's still Fullbring that is better, but you guys get the point. To be honest, I would value more Jushiro because you already get the team party as soon as you start the quest. You don't have to kill enemy mobs to activate it, and you already have a lot more consistent damage compared to Ichigo, whereas Ichigo, you have the EX move active for 10 seconds, and then it's goodbye massive damage, realistically speaking. So yeah, that's the top 3 for PV. Number 4, yeah, we'll give it to Renji. I think it's gonna... Actually, yeah. We're gonna put Renji above Ichigo now that I think of it. Yeah, he's gonna be a bit slower than Ichigo at the end of the day, but he has a lot more consistent damage compared to Ichigo. But that's pretty much it, really. Then who else? We'll just go ahead and put a 10th anniversary Rukia right here. I just think it's fine. It makes sense with the kits that she does offer. And then up next, it's pretty damn easy. I'm putting 6th anniversary Aizen and Remy in competition between the two. Aizen has a much better kit than Remy overall. He doesn't have skinny beams to go with. He just has a flat-out 3k length beam with 1020 width. And, yeah, covers a lot more range, a better vortex. But Remy just does have a lot more damage than Aizen because he does have Frenzy 3. It's high Berserker and stuff. It's just, you know, very linear kit, and then once you inflict the dominate, Aizen can dominate more than Remy, if you guys know what I mean. And then, pretty much, Byakuya, you can interchange the two characters, really, huh? Oetsu at number 9 and Kenpachi at number 10. I think it just makes sense overall. The crazy thing about this list is that you can kind of interchange between all of these characters overall, but I feel like Ichigo has by far the more clean and more fun kit out of the entirety of the anniversary characters. Yeah, you have Renji. That is by far the better damaging unit overall, and then you have Kenpachi, but then it just really depends on your type of personal playstyle. If I were to give you guys my honest opinion, I think this is my own biased top 10 list, and then this right here is going to be the more so community top 10 list in terms of DPS damage with what you can do with the characters, realistically speaking. So, yeah, I think I'm pretty much fine with how I've ranked the characters. Let me know if you guys agree, disagree in the comment section down below. For the top 10s, yeah, it can pretty much depend from person to person when it comes to this list. When it comes to damage-wise, I think we can all agree. This is probably the more accurate top 10 ranking between all the characters that we have in the game currently, if you guys ask me. And then the tier lists, I'm pretty much set on with how I've ranked the characters. I'm pretty much satisfied. I might change some stuff in the future, but for now, it is what it is. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you guys have enjoyed it, don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe, hit the bell notification, and all that good stuff. And I hope to see you guys all in the next one. This has been your boy, the Dash Smasher, and I'm officially signing out. So take care, lads. Bye. Sayonara. Ciao, ciao.